Louisiana beer review, Stella Artois, the United States produced version. All right. So now we have the American brewed Stella Artois. Remember a few years ago they introduced a midnight lager that was brewed in New York, and then the solstice lager brewed in New York, and in 2021 they started doing the 1926 Stella Artois. That's the year it was introduced, to Christmas time, 1926. I see they dropped the flaked maize. This used to be made with flaked maize, which I found softened the body, whether good or bad, depending on what your preference was. Didn't seem to hurt it. But now it's just water, barley malt, and hops. Well, and of course yeast. Now it says the year 1366. Yes, but that's when the brewery was started. Wasn't purchased by the Artois family till much later, like in the 1800s. And the Stella Artois, the Artois Star, like I said, 1926. So it's getting close to the 100th anniversary of this particular beer. I would like to try some of their other products that are probably European only. But we get what we can get. Brewed in the United States of America under the strict supervision of the brewmasters from Leuven, Belgium, for uncompromising quality. Well, the people that own Stella Artois in Leuven, or the Artois Brewery in Leuven, Belgium, also own Anheuser-Busch in the United States. That's Anheuser-Busch InBev. Premium lager beer. Best before the end of the 9th of November 2022. All right. November 2022. 150 calories per 12 ounces, 5% alcohol. For the United States market, 5% alcohol. Then the legal disclosure, beer. Brewed in the United States, St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. That's what it has on there, S. And you get that bonus ounce, 25 ounce can. Everybody else got 24 ounces. They give you the bonus. No, I'm not shaving off the phone with a special Stella Artois knife. I'll follow my own ritual, which is to drink all of it. Now the gold etching on the top is wearing off, I can see. Not dishwashing machine. Not the dishwasher. I do these by hand. It's just cheap, I guess. These glasses were given to me by the distributor years ago. The Stella Artois distributor, and I appreciated it. They just had a bunch left over, and they were like, "You want some?" I said, "Sure." Took two. A little crackle in there. There is a spongy head and a clear golden appearance. Well, this is a new experience for me, regardless of where it's brewed, because the ones I had in the past, whether bottle or can, they were all from Belgium, the Kingdom of Belgium. And they all were the old recipe with the water, barley malt, flaked maize, hops, and yeast. So now I guess they're trying to go head to head with Heineken, all malt lager. See if it tastes any different from recollection. And remember back in those days, there used to be like those 14.7 ounce cans. You remember that? Newcastle Brown Ale, Stella Artois, and some other companies that were coming in those strange 14.7 ounce cans, and then 11.2 ounce bottles. You still get the 11.2 ounce bottles, even from the United States brewery. One good thing about Lagunitas, they do contract for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like the Newcastle Brown Ale USA produced version, but it's 12-ounce bottles. Doesn't really taste any different. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So they have food scientists working there. They got people that love drinking Stella Artois, right? Like that's their favorite thing. So their brewery people probably said, "All right, but it's got to taste the same. You know, we can't mess with the recipe, or people are gonna complain." Now, when I say taste the same, let's see the aroma. I mean, it never did exactly burst with aromatics, all right? This beer is always low, low, low nose, but it's like the faintest white bread crust or just a white bread dough or something like that. Just a kind of a little slight sour lager, not sour beer like you're thinking of sour ales, but the sour lager beer flavor. Oh, like you would get with a Miller High Life or even like Old Milwaukee. Probably be a better comparison. Slightest little white bread crust coming from the very pale malts. The body's still soft. I know in St. Louis the brewery uses water from the Mississippi River. In Belgium, they're getting different water, but there's ways they can treat it, like they call it Burtonizing it to make it all the same, indistinguishable. Nice lacing. Medium body. The slightest little tingle of grassy hops, but they don't list the IBUs on the website, and I can imagine that they must be very low. 12. What's a guess? Probably a good guess. Crisp. Easy going. Okay. What's better, Stella Artois or Heineken? I think I did a taste challenge, and that was in the old Flake Maize days. I mean, it's like whatever is cheaper. I don't even remember what I said in the taste challenge, but it's the same. I just drank Heineken a few days ago, and it's just get whatever's cheaper. But they're price pointed at the same level. So, is this beer better than regular American lager beers? I don't know what was going on in 1926 as far as what made this beer so special for them. Maybe it was just so clean, and Belgian beers, they're used to like dirty ales, and I don't mean that in a bad way. And then people thought, wow, this is so different. But all malt Michelob from Anheuser-Busch, if you could ever find it, to my regular Michelob, is all malt, 4.9, sometimes 4.8. It fluctuates. Sometimes you catch it and it'll say 5. But you'd be hard pressed to find a difference in a taste challenge. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know. It would be almost impossible to tell them one from the other. Kronenbourg, which I think does use the maize still. That's similar to this. It's lower ABV. Can I think of any German beers that are similar to this? I cannot really. Grolsch is Pilsner, so it has more bitterness. So that's no comparison. I'm not saying Grolsch is better than this. It's just different than this. guess Michelob would be the best comparison that I could think of. But you can find this Michelob. You can't. I can't. I think up there in New Hampshire, Jeff Lyons, NEBR, New England Beer Reviews, he can get Michelob usually in 24 packs of 12-ounce cans. I hadn't seen Michelob in cans around here since about 1993, and I didn't even drink beer then. It's fine. It's clean. It's easygoing. It's mellow. It's mild. Okay, they brew it in the United States. It doesn't seem to have hurt the quality at all. Seems the same. Yeah, 150 calories. Yeah. Some people were really offended by that, though. They were like, no, that's not right. You know, it should come from Belgium. I guess it should come from Belgium, but it's not. Just like Budweiser should come from St. Louis, but it comes from 11 other breweries also in the United States, and from Labatt Brewery in Canada, and from European breweries, and from Asian breweries and South American breweries and African breweries. You know, so it's farmed out all over the world, as is Guinness. So I tried the Guinness from New Brunswick back when it was Canadian brewed for our market. It was fine. We all loved it. And it was 6%. Now it's dropped to 5.6. It's 5.6, the Irish version. This would be fine for eating, for drinking with supper. Beef stew, I think. Beef stew. Potato soup. Maybe like a charbroiled seafood platter, or fried, but charbroiled. So I'll score it for the USA version a 9.3 out of 10. At 93, it's getting into most excellent. Now the sweetness scale is probably 2 out of 5 sugar cubes, not very sweet. Bitterness scale 1.5 out of 5 hop cones, not very bitter. So everything is low profile. So it's a low flavor in the sense that it's not in any way bold. But for people maybe that don't like beer because they think it's nasty or strong or harsh, or I hear people saying bitter, it's so bitter. They ought to try some of the things I've had. But no, I've had like people tell me like, oh, Milwaukee is really bitter. I'm like, no, it's not bitter to me. All right, long enough. I'm going long because it's just kind of interesting. More than I thought. I just thought it was going to be kind of humdrum. So I'm not going to overplay. I mean, Michelob would probably score about the same. Weekends were made for Stella Artois. All right. So 9.3 out of 10. I'm not a person that drinks a lot of Stella Artois. Why is that? I don't like the price point. This can was over $3. Not, much more. About $3 plus tax. $1.50 a bottle. Well, that's about what it costs if you buy a 12-pack. Maybe a little less. And then if you buy a 12-pack, you get no kind of value because you're getting 11.2 ounce bottles. Do they make 12 packs of cans? I never seen that. I just see these cans and then the pints. Or maybe it's still a 14.7s from St. Louis. I mean, I'm not going to pay for this thing, which I'm saying is most excellent, when I can get natural ice for $19.49. a 30 pack. Is natural ice as good as this? It's probably not as good. It has more bitterness, I find, a little bit more hop bitterness. But it's not way worse. It's not way worse. And it has its own unique characteristics and enjoyment levels. So I just think it's a good trade-offs. Pay less and you're not getting a whole lot less. But if you like to pay premium prices, a beautiful bottle when you get the bottles with this anyway. If you go to a dinner party and you bring a 12-pack of Stella Artois, you're going to get a lot better reception than if you bring a 12-pack of natural ice. That's the world in which we live. All right. Okay, enough of that. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, 9.3 out of 10. I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all go to Louvain, Belgium, or St. Louis, Missouri, and tour the Stella Artois Anheuser-Busch Brewery.